1. We're going.
What do Albert Einstein, Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Socrates all have in general? They're white. But that's not important. The more important thing is that they all have the white personality type. Hi, I'm Nicholas Gua, and I'm here with my fellow California Dreamers, Max Knightley, Mitch Gilbert, Christian Sarum, and Ryan Eisel. Today, we're going to dive in and talk about the white personality type. We're going to talk about their good traits, their bad traits, their core motivations, their wants and needs, the white personality traits, relations with other personality traits, the white personality traits, and their relations with their family members at home and their relations at work. I'm now going to pass it to Ryan Eisel to talk about the pros and wants and needs of the white personality type and their core motivations.
Thanks, Nikki. So my name's Ryan Eisel, and as Nikki said earlier in the introduction, I'm going to be talking about the main wants and needs and the core motivation for the white personality trait. In a nutshell, the main wants and needs for the white personality type is to feel good. Now, this differs from other personality traits such as reds and yellows, as they want to look good and blues want to be good. White personality traits have an intense desire for respect and acceptance. They do not like when people discard their value, and this may be confusing because they don't typically speak up. The core motivation of the white personality type is the pursuit of peace and understanding. White personality types have an insatiable desire to learn and expand their knowledge base, often seeking out new information and experiences to satisfy their intellectual curiosity. They are naturally inquisitive and enjoy exploring complex topics in great detail. White personality traits also have a strong need for independence and autonomy. They prefer to work on projects that allow them to exercise their analytical skills and take ownership of their work. They value the ability to make decisions and take control of their projects, and may become frustrated in environments that restrict their creativity and independence. In addition to these wants and needs, the white personality types also want freedom. They like to have their own quiet place where they can sit down and get their work done. Driven by a desire to solve complex problems and seek out intellectual challenges, they enjoy tackling difficult tasks that require deep thinking and analysis. They are also often drawn to careers that allow them to use their skills to make a positive impact on the world. White personality types also like to please themselves first and then others. This doesn't mean that they're selfish, like the red personality trait, as they also look to please others. Following up my portion of the presentation is Maxwell Knightley with the pros of the white personality trait.
Thank you, Ryan. Some things that stand out to me about the pros of the white personality trait is how agreeable and easily accommodating they are as people. They have the unique ability to truly value what their peers say and are much more interested in hearing someone else's opinion as opposed to hearing themselves speak. They will actively work to make sure you are heard and that people around you not only are listening, but truly understand what you need to succeed. They are like water. They simply flow through life and around life's difficulties. The white personality type, they tend to have a much more relaxed, nonchalant view of what's happening around them, allowing them to truly avoid unnecessary obstacles and, take a step back and really look at the situation as a whole. They seek peace. If a white personality type were to find themselves or others close to them in an aggravated situation, they would jump in and mediate because they tend to favor logic over emotion, allowing them the exceptional ability to reason with both sides of a conflict and find a peaceful resolution. They're generous people. A white personality type will always go out of their way to give others a piece of their knowledge and insight to their craft. One of the two white personality types in this classroom expressed this in his speech, referring to a time where he guided a new store employee through the hectic job of being a cashier. They're forgiving. If you were to wrong a white personality, chances are they'd go out of their way to try and see things from your side, even attempting to give you an out rather than become confrontational. As mentioned before, they are peacekeepers at heart and will do anything to give you the benefit of the doubt. Last but not least, whites are independent. People of this personality type will go to extreme measures to accomplish a task without any external influence or help, no matter how challenging. They take pride in their ability to logically work their way through most problems with nothing but the help of their own capabilities. With all of that being said, I'd like to pass it on to Nick so he could talk about the cons of the white personality.
Thank you, Max. Here are some of the cons or bad traits of the white personality type. One of the most apparent traits of the white personality type is that they're unevolved. Because the white personality type doesn't really feel a need to communicate, they mostly keep to themselves. Like that one friend that is always quiet, but when he speaks, everyone listens because he usually speaks the truth. The white personality type is comfortable with doing nothing for a long time. This usually makes them reluctant to try new things and timid in social situations. Because they are timid in social situations and reluctant to try new things, they usually underestimate their abilities and are complacent, even sometimes unproductive. Also, whites are really good liars. They can look at you straight in the eye and lie to you to your face. Now, I'm going to pass it to Mitch Gilbert to talk about the white personality type and the relationships between other personality types and the relationships in the workforce. Thank you.
Thanks, Nick. So we've learned a lot about white personality types so far. We've learned their cons and their pros, and we've learned a little bit about their internal motivations. I'm going to talk a little bit more about white personality types in the workplace. So first off, in the workplace, they're dependable and independent. This means that they will do what you ask them to do or do what they said they're going to do without being asked twice. But they also like to do these tasks independently. They don't need to be in a group, and they don't need the approval of others. Because of this independence, they're comfortable with their solitude. This means they're perfect for jobs like forest ranger or computer programmer, where they don't necessarily need to be in a group and they don't need immediate feedback. They're also very good at self-regulation. This means that white personality types are very regulated in their emotions and in the way they apply these emotions to the world. This logical nature makes them excellent workers. The one thing they might need to work on is communication at work. Communicating at work for a white personality type can be challenging because they are so independent. This means that they could potentially get into communication conflicts with their boss, other peers, or people below or above them. How do white personality types work with others? Well, with other relationships and other personality types, they differ, but only slightly. With reds, they take a little bit more of a backseat while allowing the red to lead in the most natural way. And the white-blue relationships, these are very, very interesting relationships because they both create their own magic, the blue being the emotional and the white being the very even-keeled and logical. This means that they won't necessarily get together, and the white personality type might ask too little, while the blue personality type might ask too much of the white personality type. White and yellow relationships are a little bit rare too. They also don't have their own sparks, so they add and they don't create their own relationships. White versus white relationships are also rare, and they're marked by a very agreeable nature in both and not much passion between. They don't have much they have a lot more self-doubt than other personality types, and for this reason, they don't have either one to lean on. To conclude our presentation, I'd like to pass it over to Christian Serro.
Thanks, Mitchell. In conclusion, the white personality type, also known as the peacekeeper, is characterized by their desire for harmony, their calm and reserved nature, and their ability to see different perspectives. They value stability, nature, and their ability to see different. They value stability, neutrality, and peace in their relationships and environments. Whites are excellent mediators and can help resolve conflicts by finding common ground and encouraging compromise. In addition to their skills, the white personality type is often known for their patience, empathy, and ability to listen actively. They are also typically very reliable and consistent in their behavior, which can be comforting to others around them. Whites tend to avoid drama or confrontation and may instead work behind the scenes to maintain a peaceful and harmonious atmosphere. However, the white personality type may also struggle with setting boundaries and asserting themselves when necessary. They may fear that speaking up will disrupt the peace or worry that others will view them as difficult or aggressive. As a result, whites may sometimes sacrifice their own needs or desires in order to avoid conflict or maintain the status quo. While their desire for peace and neutrality is admirable, whites may struggle with asserting themselves or expressing their own opinions, which can lead to feelings of frustration or being overlooked. They may also avoid conflict to the point of sacrificing their own needs or desires. It's important to recognize and appreciate the strengths of the white personality type, such as being the most agreeable and easily accommodated personality, but also to encourage them to speak up and assert themselves when necessary. By doing so, they can maintain their desire for peace while also ensuring that their own needs are met and their perspectives are valued. Thank you.